Even though the presentation was divided into 4 parts, due to the paucity of the time, as I was instructed to complete within 20 minutes, I will tell you only about the brief introduction about this particular PPT. Actually, I have designed a brief introduction, basic concepts, acquisition, processing, interpretation of seismic data, identification of locations for exploratory drilling. On some other day, when the time permits, I will explain the other things. So let us start with a brief introduction. The petroleum industry consists of, no crosstalk please. If you wanted to hear, I will explain, otherwise I will close down. No crosstalk. Be serious while the lecture is being delivered. Education is a serious matter. Education is not any other thing. Be serious, put 100% concentration. Petroleum industry consists of various departments. The various departments are exploration, drilling, production, transportation. Up to that it is called upstream industry. Coming to the refining and marketing is called the downstream industry. And each department is a mega department, and a science and technology of higher order is involved in each department. In addition to the basic science and technology, so many other related departments work. These are human resource, HR department, finance department, material management department, and QHSE department, quality, health, safety and environment departments. What is exploration? Exploration is a search for oil. Who is manufacturing this petroleum? Mother Earth is manufacturing this petroleum, keeping it in a reservoir and gifting to its mankind. Exploration is search, where to go, where to drill. For this, physically, you have to go to the different places on the earth and carry out certain experiments, and the results of experiments to be processed. What is the difference between data and information? Processed data is information. That is what you have done your 10th class and 12th class in your statistics by making a bar charts, ogives and all those things. So exploration sky is the limit. You have to go to the desert areas, you have to go to the pro-desert areas, you have to go to the agricultural lands, you have to go to barren lands, you have to go to swampy areas, you have to go to shallow water areas, you have to go deep water areas, you have to go ultra deep water areas. Every inch of the earth can be searched with respect to the sedimentary basis. That whole department is called exploration department. In the exploration department, where to find, where to search, the geologists, geophysicists play a dominant role in the exploration department. Then comes drilling. We have gone to a particular path, say for example in KG Basin, and we have carried out certain experiments. These experiments are giving a favorable results. You can drill at this place. Then we will hand over the chabi or keys to the drilling department. The drillers will go, as Bakshi Saab is telling, they will put the rig and drill a deep hole and bring out whatever the subsurface oil and gas to the surface. Then it comes to the production. The controlled production, reservoir engineering, all these things will come in the production department. They will drill a number of holes. From each output of each hole will go to a group gathering station. From there it will go to a transportation, either through a pipeline or through a ships or through carriers, your trucks. These will go. Where it will go? It will go to the refining department. We are having many refineries in India. When you go for a Jamnagar, visit one of the beautiful refineries, Reliance refinery in the Jamnagar where I worked. Then after refining, the product will be sent to the marketing, where I will go to the petrol bunk, put my motorbike and ask him to put 3 liters of petrol. That is the marketing. The whole business is called petroleum industry. Scientists, engineers, finance people, HR people, all types of people will work, and it is a mega industry. So now if you go into the exploration part alone, exploration contains many departments. These are called geological studies. Second one is called geophysical prospecting. Third one is called well logging. Fourth one is called reservoir studies. And fifth one is called laboratory studies. What the geologist does? The geologist will go to the field, observe, examine the rocks, understand what the lithology of the rock is, understands what the tectonics or the forces that are placing there, and how the basin is developed, how the basin is genetically developed. He will make out a plan. Geophysical prospecting. Where are we getting this oil and gas deposits? We are getting the oil and gas deposits beneath the earth's surface, around 1 kilometer to 5 kilometers deep if you go into the land. Can we see with our naked eye? Here the deposit is there. We cannot see even the groundwater. So, imaging. What is the first and foremost thing my young students should understand is, whenever petroleum occurs, that is, the occurrence of petroleum is always associated with a particular geometry of the rock. In geological terms, the particular geometry is termed as either structural entrapment or stratigraphic entrapment. So at this stage, what you must understand is, petroleum occurrence is always associated with a particular geometry of the rock. Therefore, what is the first and foremost thing that is important? As a scientist, you must understand the geometry of the rock, which you are not able to see with your naked eye. That is in the subsurface. So, imaging technology has come. What is your atomic spectra? Atomic spectra is an imaging technology to understand the nature of the atom. Similarly, suppose if you go to a doctor, if you take your parent to a doctor, he may advise 3 types of tests. One is X-ray. You go and get the X-ray done. Second one is go and scan ultrasonogram for the abdomen. If it is a brain, he will ask you to go for the MRI. What are these 3 things? X-ray, ultrasonogram or MRI. These are all imaging technologies. The doctor who is not able to see what is happening inside the body, he is able to visualize with this technology. This is called imaging technology. Your NQR, NMR, electron spin resonance, all these things are all imaging technologies. Your remote sensing is imaging technologies. Therefore, the best imaging technology is your seismic imaging. Seismic imaging for that. That is called geophysical prospecting. Go to the field, take out certain experiments with sound waves, acoustic waves, and get these waves. You process these waves, get a section, and from that visualize what is the type, what is the geometry of the rock which is below the subsurface. This is all called geophysical prospecting. Then comes, you see how much the workshop is opportunity. How much opportunity is there? Every department is having a plenty of opportunity. And well logging. What do you mean by well logging? Now I told as a geophysicist, this is the most probable place where there could be a reservoir in the subsurface. I will ask my drilling engineer, come on my drilling engineer, you drill a hole here, you punch a hole here, you will get oil and gas. He comes with his rig. It is a big engineering, mechanical engineering, chemical engineering, mud logging engineering. All those people will come and drill a hole there. After drilling the hole, every rock layer is exposed because you have drilled the hole. Suppose if you dig it, you will see what the rock is there inside. Similarly, when the hole is drilled, every rock is exposed as it is known. By logging technology means you are physically measuring the physical properties of the rock at that particular point where the hole is drilled. That is called logging technology. You can observe the resistivity, that is called a resistivity log. You can take the self potential, that is an SP log. You can observe a porosity, that is a porosity log. That is physical properties of the rock at the drilled location through, that is well logging, that is borehole logging, or that is the well logging study. Then reservoir studies. How much we should, what reservoir studies means simply the physics of the geology of the reservoir. That is reservoir characterization. What are the porosities? What are the permeabilities? What are the pressures? What are the pressure gradients? What are the temperatures? What are the temperature gradients? And so on and so forth are called the reservoir. While drilling a hole, I can collect samples of the rock from the bottom of the hole up to the surface of the hole. I can collect the rocks. These rocks I will send to the laboratory. Laboratory again consists of various departments. One is called sedimentological department, second one is called paleontological department, third one is called palynological department, and fourth one is called geochemical department. They will observe the rocks and they will bring out so much history, depositional history, genesis of the rock, everything they will make, under what circumstances it was deposited, and chemistry man will do what is the elemental analysis of the fluids and all those things. That is the laboratory studies. Therefore, the petroleum engineering or petroleum sector is a mega industry wherein various types of geological, geophysical well logging, these things go into only exploration part. In addition, there is a drilling part, production part, refining part, and marketing part. Now let us go to the geological age. Geological age is divided into 4 eras. Broadly, these are called Precambrian, Paleozoic, Mesozoic, and Cenozoic. That is the first column in this table represents your era. Second column is called system. The era was divided into different parts: Cambrian, Ordovician, Silurian, like that. What was the life that is at that age? If you look at this geological table, geological time, you can understand that the Homo sapien or human being is the most recent species on the earth. He has come here. So you look at the human brain. What is the standard unit of time, either in CGS system or in FPS system or in SI system? Second, exactly northern part of our India, what it lies? West Siberian plate. West Siberian plate ka niche, we are having Russia. Left, right side, we are having China. Just below it, we are having Kazakhstan. Left to it, we are having Caspian Sea. Next to it, we are having Black Sea. And when the Gulf countries, European plate, and next to that one, you are having the North Sea. In the Eurasian plate, the prolific producer of hydrocarbons is from this period, Cretaceous period. This is the period. That is the Cretaceous period. Whereas in India, we are producing oil and gas mostly from tertiary basin, except one field that is called Andimadam field in the Kaveri basin, where we are producing from the Cretaceous. So historical development. Every industry or everything is having a history. Even a temple is having a history, a church is having a history, a masjid will be having a history, historical development. In 1808, this petroleum, through cracks and faults, they are coming to the surface and they are appearing as petroleum lakes in some parts of the world. Just like our water lake, it is a petroleum lake. So in 1808, Imperial Academy, naturally it is the interest of any academic institute. Imperial Academy has ordered, they constituted a committee. You gentlemen, you please go and examine this petroleum, whether it is useful anywhere or not. That Imperial Academy of Sciences declared petroleum is a mineral of no usefulness. What is the purpose of putting this slide? Any utility comes with a technological advancement. As the technology grows, usages grow. So these are the outstanding dates in the development of petroleum production. Subsequently, mankind found that this petroleum is useful for curing the wounds. When a war has taken place, the horses got wounded, and to cure the wounds of the horse, they used to take this petroleum jelly and apply it on the horse's skin. That is the first utility. Even now we are using, is it not? What is it? Vaseline. You go and purchase it in a fancy shop and put it in the winter period. That is, after that, till the time mankind for lighting the lamp, they are using only the animal fat. Animal fat was used for lighting the lamps. Then they could understand that petroleum is very useful for lighting the lamps. That is a revolution. Now petroleum started using for the lighting the lamps. Next, people understanding the heat. You might have studied even your 12th class. Most of you are from 12th class, am I right? You are having a thermodynamics chapter. In thermodynamics chapter, you will study the total energy of the system, enthalpy, entropy, and Gibbs free energy, and Carnot's cycle, and internal combustion engine. When this internal combustion engine is found, a huge development has come. Then it is used for the transportation. Petroleum was used for the transportation. After that, in 1915, so many chemicals were manufactured from the petroleum base. 1930 is the first use of liquefied propane or butane, and 1930 is the diesel engine, and 50 is the development of jet engine, and 1950s ke baad we started understanding the uses of paraffins. You look, this is refining. 1 barrel of petrol, 1 barrel means 42 gallons. 1 barrel of petrol contains gasoline, fuel oil, jet fuel, asphalt, kerosene, lubricants, petrochemicals and other products. From this slide, what we are understanding, each drop of petroleum is useful in various forms for the mankind. There is no wastage. For the petroleum, there is no wastage. Petroleum industry breakthroughs. First is 1883 anticline theory. That means where to go for drilling on the surface. Where could be the reservoir? That is the anticlinal theory. What is the shape, what is the geometry of the rock? This is the anticlinal theory. Then 1900s rotary drilling. 1914 seismogram was found. That is converting an acoustic energy into electrical energy. Then well logging, offshore drilling, digital computer. This is directional drilling, as Bakshi Saab was telling about the shale gas. This directional drilling is a very useful total horizontal drilling for the your shale gas, and 3D seismic and 3D simulation has come. I think one more 2-3 slides. Sir, can I take another 5-10 minutes or shall I stop it? 10 minutes, okay. Okay. This is first oil well. Where is this first oil well was drilled? First oil well was drilled in United States of America, It is called Drake's oil well. You go to the Google site and see what is the Drake's oil well. Whenever you want to start a business, 3 people are required. Who are these 3 people? Brain behind the business. That is the academician. Then financier. If some litigations comes, to solve, an advocate. These 3 people, George, that is New York lawyer, and James is from New Haven, and Benjamin is the professor. They started a company called Pennsylvania Oil Company, and at Tutisville they have drilled a hole in June 1859, and 27th August 1859 oil flowed. This drilled depth is around 69.5 feet. Whenever it happens for you to go to USA, please visit that site, Drake's oil well site. It is near Pittsburgh, 150 kilometers, 150 miles from the Pittsburgh. First oil well in India is from the Dig Boy. I think because total how many basins are there? 700 sedimentary basins are there. I think with this slide I will stop it. So when an opportunity comes, I will explain. In India, up to 200 meters bathymetry, we are having 26 sedimentary basins. All the basins are not explored to its full potential. Only certain basins are explored. Look at this. This is this is the Rajasthan. It is a desert area. When I was working in Rajasthan, if I stand, everywhere only sand, sand dunes and sandstorms, nothing else. Here, Crane Energy is very successful in bringing out oil and gas to the surface. Next comes your Cambay Basin. That is, southern limit is Navasari, northern limit is Patan. It is a very well explored basin and it is producing oil and gas land. This is your Saurashtra Kutch Basin. And next comes Bombay High. Your jewel, our jewel in the petroleum is the Bombay High. After Bombay High, we are having the Kerala Konkan Basin. Yet to we have to find a discovery in Kerala Konkan Basin. Then this comes the Kaveri Basin and this is the Andaman Basin. In Andaman Basin, I had an opportunity to visit almost all the uninhabited islands of the Andaman for exploration. Then comes the KG Basin, then it is the Assam Arakan Basin. Here we are having the Gondwana Basins. Therefore, with one thing I will close down. There it is. There is no dearth of potential, there is no dearth of opportunity in oil and gas industry, which is a mega industry, and choose your life profession as an oil and gas industry. I will stop with Swami Vivekananda's quote, arise awake and not stop till the goal is reached. Thank you very much.